doing a little more sports talking, but this time with a twist. Of course, we've been talking about the Hartford Marathon, half marathon, the relays, the 5K. I'm not a runner. All of them are a long distance for me. But if you are going to be running 13.1 miles like my guest is here, and especially if you don't love running, you've got to be very motivated because it's not just the running, it's all the prep work that goes into it. And my guest here, Sydney Halchuck, is absolutely motivated for a very good reason. She's running for the Alzheimer's Association, and she's doing it in honor of a loved one. Sydney, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you here. You are running for your grandfather. Please tell us why and tell us about him.
Yes, my grandpa, he was a marathon runner. He ran over 200 marathons, Boston Marathon, he's done over 20 times, New York Marathon, everything. And he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's when I was a freshman in high school. And you really saw he started to deteriorate and went downhill a little bit and started to forget things, but he never forgot. That's a great picture of him running in marathons.
He never forgot that. And you had said this was around the time of COVID too, when mask usage, of course, necessary medically, but was not easy for people with Alzheimer's or their family, right?
No, so that's really when we started to see, that's when he started to forget who I was, because the face mask was covering my face, so he couldn't recognize me. It was very confusing for him. It was confusing for a lot of patients and hard for a lot of families during COVID. But even when he started to forget who I was, he would just look at me, don't you run? Didn't you run before? I ran track for a semester in middle school. And I would cut through the middle school to cheat to run. I don't enjoy running. I never did, but he always remembered that. He always loved that, connecting with anyone he can about running.
And as a father of a 14-year-old who will correct you between the differences in track and cross country every time, you are now attempting something that is decidedly more of the cross country route. Where did you, I mean, obviously the inspiration came from him, but when did you make that decision that you're going to start training for a half marathon?
I actually decided to do it 2 years ago. I was supposed to do a full marathon. And I had no knowledge of it, and I knew I wanted to run with the Alzheimer's Association. That's all I want to run with. I will not do it any other way, because what's the point of running it if I'm not running it with them? I didn't end up getting accepted with the Alzheimer's Association for a full marathon 2 years ago. And so now I've been training, doing the half with them now, trying to raise as much money as possible to prove that I can do it and I can run a full marathon. And hopefully I'll make it there.
Absolutely, you can. Yeah, and you do have designs. Like we said, you're doing the half marathon to start, which is enough. I've had family members who have done that, and then you're going to try to maybe do the Boston Marathon after that.
As long as I'm running with the Alzheimer's Association, I'll be doing it. But if I'm not, I can't do it. That's my only motivation behind running, is just for my grandpa.
Okay, but let's talk about that, raising money. How much money do you want to raise, and how can people help you help them?
Awesome, glad you mentioned that. So there will be hopefully a link that will be sent out for the Hartford half. You can donate to the Alzheimer's Association. There are other charities that are also running. But if you can, donate to us. It's $5,000 is the goal. I think we actually beat last year, but I would love to double that if you can.
I don't see why we can't. A lot of time we get people on here, come on the morning show trying to raise some money, and next thing you know, their fundraising goals go right through the roof. So we can make that happen. One last question for you. What is your strategy for trying to get through tomorrow? What's going to be the hardest part for you?
The entire race. Getting to the finish line. Running alongside other families who have gone through what I've gone through is motivation enough. And it'll feel like I'm kind of not alone in it, and I know that my grandpa's going to be there. And my family's really proud of me too.
I know. I can see how much he means to you. Even when you're talking about him, I can see your breath just sort of catch for a little second. So he's going to be there. Maybe mile 8, mile 9, mile 10, when it's really starting to get hard, but you're not quite by the finish line yet, I have a feeling.
I'm wearing Brooks for him because he wore Brooks all throughout his running. So I'm trying to continue his legacy of wearing Brooks for the running day.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining with us today.
Thank you so much.
Just giving us that reason why you're running. We really appreciate it, and we hope we can help you get to that $5,000 goal and beyond.
Hoping. Thank you.